The roots of the University of Iowa's Department of Ophthalmology can be traced back to the early 20th century. In 1913, Professor L. W. Dean, the new dean of the College of Medicine, initiated significant changes to improve the college's programs. One of these changes was the establishment of a standalone eye department, separating it from the EENT, Eye, Ear, Nose, and Throat division. This move was pioneering, as it made the University of Iowa one of the first colleges west of the Mississippi to have a dedicated ophthalmology department. In 1925, the University of Iowa officially founded its Department of Ophthalmology and Visual Sciences, appointing Dr. Cecil S. O'Brien as its first chairman. Dr. O'Brien, a former naval medical officer, trained at Wills Eye Hospital in Philadelphia and was a visionary leader. His office was initially located 4 floors above a small ground-level clinic until the department moved to a more spacious location in the newly built hospital in 1928. Dr. O'Brien believed strongly in the importance of combining clinical care with scientific research. He recruited innovative thinkers like Lee Allen, Phillips Tygeson, Jimmy Allen, and P.J. Leinfelder, who contributed significantly to the department's early success.
He had a reputation of being an extremely powerful personality. He dominated the department. He performed a large amount of the surgery. Dr. O'Brien had a worldwide reputation, and he had built the department into a U.S.-ranked top 5 eye departments in the country. The residents who trained under him very much considered he was their major teacher. Most of the ophthalmologists in the state had been trained at Iowa, and they were personally loyal and grateful to Dr. O'Brien.
Dr. O'Brien also started the tradition of daily morning rounds, a practice that continues in a modern format today. His leadership and no-nonsense style earned him respect and loyalty from residents and faculty alike. Dr. O'Brien's national reputation grew quickly. He served on the American Board of Ophthalmology for 13 years and became its director in 1937. Under his leadership, the department's continued growth meant a need for a move to a different location within the hospital, a place with more clinical, teaching, and office space for their growing faculty and patient numbers. In 1946, the department began plans to move to the west side of the hospital. Once the move was well underway, Dr. O'Brien chose to retire from the university in 1948 and transition into private practice with a former resident. After Dr. O'Brien's retirement in 1948, Dr. Alson E. Braley was appointed as the new chairman in 1950. Dr. Braley, an Iowan and a former O'Brien resident, inherited a department in transition. He quickly began rebuilding the faculty, focusing on subspecialization to address a wider variety of eye problems and diseases.
Al Braley was a people person. He was a genuinely nice, outgoing guy. He had an eye for people, and he recruited them very well. People came in pretty well trained and with subspecialties, which was very new at that time.
He recruited experts in retina, glaucoma, neuro-ophthalmology, and other subspecialties, strengthening Iowa's reputation in the field. Dr. Braley continued the tradition of morning rounds, adapting the format to accommodate the growing number of faculty and residents. He also introduced advanced surgical techniques and founded the Iowa Lions Eye Bank in 1955, one of the earliest and leading eye banks in the nation. Under his leadership, the department's reputation for excellence in teaching and patient care continued to grow. Dr. Braley supported and encouraged a strong Iowa presence at the Midwest ophthalmology meetings. He believed so strongly in the value of this that he was known to close the department for a few days and rent a bus to transport all the residents to meetings. Medical advances were acknowledged by Dr. Braley, and changes were made in surgical procedures, such as switching cataract surgery to cryoextraction. In 1967, Dr. Frederick Blody became the chairman. An Austrian-born ophthalmologist specializing in pathology, Dr. Blody brought an international presence to the department. He recruited some of the brightest minds from around the world, further enhancing the department's subspecialization. Dr. Blody also served as a leader in many national and international associations, strengthening the department's influence and reputation. Dr. Blody was fluent in multiple languages and remained in contact with peers in many countries. As a result, he was able to find and recruit some of the brightest and most experienced people from all over the world to join the department's growing list of subspecialists.
With Dr. Blody, we developed pediatric ophthalmology, put it on the international map, not the national map, but the international map, because of the work we did, the people we had, the places we went, the papers we wrote. He was a very strong supporter of subspecialization. So that's what we did with pediatrics. The department, through gradual changes, has got better and better and better. From O'Brien, blossom more with Braley, and blossom more with Blody, and that's what really, put the department really on the big map.
The first decade of Dr. Blody's chairmanship included a great deal of construction and facility improvements. In the 70s, a new clinical area was constructed, and the Braley Auditorium was completed. In 1973, the newly dedicated C.S. O'Brien Library was completed, and new oculoplastics and pediatric clinics were finished. Dr. Charles Phelps was appointed chairman of the department in 1984. A well-respected glaucoma specialist, Dr. Phelps had completed his residency and fellowship at the University of Iowa and joined the faculty in 1972. Well-published and well-respected among his fellow glaucoma experts, Dr. Phelps was a founding member of the American Glaucoma Society. He was elected into the American Ophthalmological Society and expected to make many contributions to the growth and the progress of the department. Unfortunately, within only a few months of taking the position as chair, he discovered he had a malignant throat cancer, and in a year, he was gone. In 1987, the American Glaucoma Society's first meeting was convened in Iowa City in his honor. At that meeting, a hawthorn tree was planted to recognize Dr. Phelps' contributions, a tree that continues to stand outside the department to this day.
He was in chair for a pretty short time before he became ill. I was actually supposed to be Dr. Phelps' fellow the year that he died. I was impressed by his caring for me, even though he hardly knew me. I was impressed with how he was viewed by his colleagues in our little world of glaucoma. And I think the greatest testimony to his reputation is that he was part of the group that founded the American Glaucoma Society.
Dr. Thomas Weingeist became a chairman in 1986, following the brief tenure of Dr. Charles Phelps. Dr. Weingeist, a retina specialist, led the department during a time of growth and modernization. One of his major achievements was the construction of the Eye Institute in the Pomeranz Family Pavilion in 1996. The new facility expanded clinical and surgical space significantly and allowed the department to modernize exam space, diagnostic instruments, and technology. The benefit to patients was quickly realized as all providers were centrally located. The move also enhanced the team atmosphere and collaborative efforts within the department. Dr. Weingeist also embraced new technologies and the internet, creating one of the first websites for ophthalmology and enhancing the department's worldwide exposure. Under his leadership, the Molecular Ophthalmology Lab and the Carver Family Center for Macular Degeneration were established, leading to significant research breakthroughs.
The laboratory started when I was a first-year resident. We had all volunteer labor in those days, just medical students rotating would donate their time, and we would drive around Iowa and other Midwestern states tracking down families with inherited eye disease that had been seen here over the years and draw blood from them in their living room or their kitchen. We'd set up fundus cameras, in some cases out in the barn on dirt floors and things like that. And all the initial families were gathered in that way. And so some major diseases like Best disease and some corneal dystrophies and the first human glaucoma gene, the chromosomal positions of all those diseases were established using families that we gathered in those early days. And so Dr. Weingeist was extraordinarily supportive.
Dr. Keith D. Carter became chairman in 2006, bringing a strong focus on innovation and collaboration. Under his leadership, the department embraced new technologies like telemedicine and AI diagnostics. The world-renowned Institute for Vision Research, a first of its kind worldwide, was launched in 2010, bringing together scientists to tackle the most challenging causes of blindness. One of the department's major breakthroughs came from Dr. Michael Abramhoff, who developed the first FDA-cleared autonomous AI system to diagnose diabetic retinopathy. The department also built a $2.3 million simulation lab to support the next generation of surgeons. Today, the department spans more than 56,000 square feet, dedicated to patient care and research with cutting-edge imaging and surgical technology. Dr. Carter has been instrumental in the growth of basic and clinical research capabilities. He has encouraged researchers and faculty to seek new funding and pursue promising lines of research. From its humble beginnings to becoming a world-renowned institution, the University of Iowa Department of Ophthalmology and Visual Sciences has never stopped growing. Through a century of dedication to research, education, and patient care, it has remained a leader in the field, focusing on understanding, preserving, and restoring vision for people everywhere.